So I saw Boy Kills World in theaters. Now I wasn't really excited for this movie. When we talk about the positives, though, I think there's some cool ass in this movie. And since it's all rated, there's some just fun, bloody cool action scenes in this movie. Especially the ending of the movie where you have Bill Skarsgård's character and the actress who plays the character's sister, and then another character. You have this action scene between three characters at the end, which I thought was really good. I think Bill Skarsgård gives a good performance since he's playing a character that's mute in depth, so he doesn't really talk in this movie. He does a good job. I mean, the actress who plays the character's sister was, I can't remember her name, but she played the lead character in the Happy Death Day movies, which I love doing those movies. That she does a good job in this movie. She had like her character wears a mask for like this helmet for most of the movie. Like there's some scenes where she's not wearing it, and the helmet looks cool. The negatives with this movie is that I didn't really care much about the characters, and it does this whole thing where Bill Skarsgård's character has a voiceover throughout the movie. I think it's the actor who voiced Austin, that animated show on FX, because he played like they showed in flashbacks. He played a video game when he was a kid with his sister. So it sounds so he like that was the voice he uses kind of as like a basically kind of narrating his story in a voiceover in the movie where when he's like talking when you see him like turn his head and looking at his sister at first, he's like appearing as kind of like a delusion because he's a little screwed up in the head at the beginning for most because he's want revenge, so he's a little screwed up in the head. But when he's like thinking he's seeing his sister there as a little kid, this voiceover is like he has this voiceover. It does this voiceover where that's like basically his character talking. And it was like it was fun at first, but to me it got kind of like annoying as the movie goes along. Like, and this movie just has a very zany, over the top tone to it for the first two acts of the movie. It does it, first two acts and the beginning of the third act. It feels very over the top and zany. Which that might I can totally understand why some people would have fun with this movie and that tone works for you, but to me it was a bit too wacky and silly for me. And when it gets to the third act, when it does this whole big reveal, and you find out that this whole twist that his mind was messed with the guy that's been training him at the beginning, it tries to get all emotional in the third act. And because the movie is so wacky and zany and ridiculous and over the top, and most of the movie up to that point, it just the tone shift there didn't really work for me personally. It just felt very jarring. I was like, this movie's trying to be emotional now, and the big reveal just felt unnecessary. Like it doesn't really add anything to the plot or story. Like the cat and like I said, I didn't really care much for the characters, so the characters are kind of thin in this movie. Like the bad guys, there's not much to the villains in this movie. The bad guys, like they're just kind of generic, forgettable bad guys. Like they had the actress who played Jean Grey in the original X-Men trilogy, and she's playing like the main bad guy in the movie, and you don't really see much of her until like the third act, and the whole twist reveal that whole one of the characters that's working for is the girl from the Happy Death Day movies, and it's revealed that she's his sister and that he's the son of the bad guy in this movie. That the guy who's been training him since the start of the movie messed with his mind, and the whole twist just felt unnecessary. It doesn't add anything. It doesn't like enhance the story with characters personally for me. Oh, there is a scene after the credits, but it's more of a fun comedic scene. It's not doesn't really set up anything. But overall, yeah, I just didn't really enjoy this movie. The tone just didn't really fit for me personally, and the third act just tries to go like to this emotional place that I didn't feel like it was on. It just felt jarring. The tone shift. The bad guy is pretty forgettable in this movie, and the characters are pretty paper thin to me. And the voiceover, it's fun at first, and then it kind of got a little like not really that funny anymore. So just the comedy didn't really land for me in this movie either. Like there's some cool action, but the movie didn't really click for me personally. So I wouldn't personally recommend this movie. I just didn't have fun with it. But that's my thoughts on Boy Kills World. Until next time, movie fans.